Roger Teska has stirred things up at the PCA.
You know what? I am unpredictable. Damn right. I won't do it again. I've been warned, I see. Well, you guys off, like, seriously. I'll voluntarily sit out a round. I mean, that might happen too. I'll go take a piss. I've been drinking.
So will the bad boy of the Bahamas behave today?
Cocktails, TV table!
If you came to the Bahamas to play poker, the beach is not where you want to be. The Atlantis Resort is where the action is, and we're about to begin day 4 of the PokerStars.com PCA main event. More than 1,000 players paid $10K to enter, and the remaining 72 have secured at least 22 grand. But more than half of the $10 million prize pool will be awarded at the final table, with $1.8 million going to the champion. Last time, Roger Teska was making his presence known in more ways than one, sending former PCA champ John DeBella to the rail.
I broke. Nice hand.
Ola Shemian and Antonio Esfandiari suffered the same fate at the hands of our online qualifier, Tom Hall.
It's flippy. I'm pretty good at these. See you guys later.
And Max Silver climbed to the top of the pack, finishing day 3 with nearly 1.5 million chips. Day 4 sees a battle of the Brits as chip leader Max Silver takes on our qualifier, Tom Hall.
It's a battle of the Brits and a fray of the females, with Vanessa Selbst and Liv Bree both trying to ship that Team Pro last longer.
Liv is one of 2 former EPT champs remaining. The other is Mike Mcdonald, and once again, he is rocking that Ron Burgundy t-shirt.
He's gonna do the thing that God put Timex on this earth to do: have salon quality hair and win poker tournaments.
Always a favorite to make a deep run, Mike Mcdonald is keeping his emotions in check.
I used to put a lot of pressure on myself trying to be the first double champion. I would love to be the first person to win 2 EPTs, but can't really have any expectation.
After a pretty quiet 2013, Liv Bree is in the money at her first event of 2014.
A great start to the year for me. I'm still very much alive and I am fully focused on that final table. And there's absolutely no reason that I'm not going to make it there.
The Flying Dutchman Marcel Luske once again shares a TV table with Roger Teska.
I was playing yesterday with Roger. You have a few drinks.
Give the man a Bloody Mary and I'll have a shot of vodka.
He did some inappropriate things.
Where'd that camera go?
Besides that's a nice guy, he plays poker enjoying the game.
Day 4 of this 6-day tournament set to begin.
Mike McDonald stuck in the bathroom. Do not go in there. Woo! Ace Ventura jokes, anybody? No? Still not back. Mike McDonald trapped in the bathroom. Lonnie Harwood rushing in late. Coincidence? Almost certainly yes. Hello, Liv Bree.
Morning.
What do those horns mean? I bet it's because she grew up on a farm. Yes, goats rule, we know. Vanessa Selbst isn't unbagging her chips, she's just practicing. She's gonna be stacking them up a lot. Just to be clear about what Marc-Andre is talking about, the Cove Pool is the one in the fancy hotel here, not the one in Japan where they kill all the dolphins.
Mike McDonald is out of the closet.
What?
He's been released from the toilet cubicle.
Great Odin's Raven. That right there is the most amount of silver you can get. Max Silver. Sitting next to him, our online qualifier, Tom Hall. Hey, Hall. Hey, Hall. Where's Oates, huh? Where's Oates? Huh?
Roger Teska got a little bit out of hand last night. He was given a penalty for abusive behavior. He has to serve that penalty today and sit out the first orbit of play.
Shouldn't be a problem for him. The sidelines are much closer to the bar.
Well, Mike McDonald and Marcel Luske have already taken their seats.
Is that Roger sitting next to you?
Yeah.
I played with him yesterday. He's fun to play.
Very tight player.
Yes.
I think that was a joke.
Roger will take his seat in due course. Plenty of big names on the main stage. Mike McDonald, Marcel Luske, Jude Ainsworth, Chris Klodnicki, and 2010 PCA main event runner-up, Tyler Ryman.
Yeah, Ty Ryman.
Blinds are 4,000, 8,000 with a 1,000 ante. Action is on Mike McDonald. He's under the gun. 4-5 suited. Folds it.
See ya.
Marcel passes. Jude Ainsworth is out. Fabian Ortiz, 17th place finisher at the 2013 World Series main event. He folds.
That actually is kind of a cool story, bro.
Ty Ryman gives it up.
Hold on.
Chris Klodnicki shoves from the small blind.
Pretty standard with that stack.
Fabio Freitas in the big blind.
Snap call.
84 total?
83.
Yeah, you're right. For 84, it was a fold. 83 is a snap call, though.
Call.
He calls with jacks.
Slight slow roll there.
Klodnicki with an overcard.
At Jack 5, so I got his Jack out.
At least my, if I hit my queen, I'm in.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to say what you folded, Ty Ryman. Act like you've been there before. You have been there before.
It's a good door card.
Decent flop for Klodnicki. A flush draw and a gut shot.
I think I had a diamond too.
Oh, no. I need one of these suckouts.
Don't we all? Oh, he means in poker.
Ace of Hearts changes nothing. 15 outs for Chris Klodnicki. He doesn't hit.
Good game, man.
Congratulations. Good game.
Good luck, guys.
First, Fabio slow rolls him with jacks, then congratulates him on busting out, and it doesn't even crack the top 10 worst things ever done by a Freitas.
This one is a Freitash. No relation. To the secondary feature table, where chip leader Max Silver has just called a 3-bet from Vanessa Selbst. She's ahead with ace-queen. And she's still ahead. She has paired her queen.
Even though she's got top pair, this is actually a good spot to check.
She does check.
It's easy to check this board with nothing, so sometimes you have to do it with something, and then you can get action on the turn, and sometimes Max will bet.
He checks behind. The turn card is the Jack of Diamonds. Silver picks up a flush draw and a gut shot straight draw.
Max picks up mad draws, yo, and Vanessa has to bet now.
54,000, quickly called by Silver. The river card is a 9. He has a straight.
Uh-oh.
Check.
Vanessa checks.
She's checked, but she has one of the best hands she can have in this spot, other than like pocket jack, so she could very easily call this river bet.
He bets 132,000.
Max did happen to get there, but he's got a lot of queens in his range that she's beating and a lot of missed draws. So this is probably going to be harder to fold than a slice of crispy thin crust Euro pizza.
She calls. Max tables the winning hand.
That's good. 10-8's good. 10-8 is good. Everything's funner when you go runner, runner. Yeah, he knows it.
Good in.
Thanks.
And he got a free ticket to the gun show.
Max increases his chip lead.
I lost a lot less if I bet the flop. A lot more if I bet the flop. I don't think you're going anywhere. What?
What do you mean?
Are you folding the flop?
Had high.
Backdoor everything. I don't know.
I just want to bluff.
I guess I played it well.
At the outer tables, Liv Barry is in the big blind, facing a raise from Marchioli.
A.K.A. Michael Shannon. All right there, General Zod.
All in here?
Liv has shoved.
Shove for not too many big blinds.
And Ioli calls. Liv tables kings. Ioli has queen 9.
Liv is in great shape, and I don't know how she does it because I've literally never seen her exercise. Lucky.
Ioli flops a 9. He now has 5 outs. But it's a king on the turn. Liv's going to double up. By the way, there's only one General Zod, and his name is Terrence Stamp.
119.
Okay, fine, but Michael Shannon was also that guy who won the Super Satellite in a really weird way, and lucky you, and remember how awesome and realistic it was when they forgot to burn before the river card, and then Eric Bana didn't get the seat, and Michael Shannon got it instead, and it was a super realistic scene. Do you remember that? Yeah, me neither.
Don't ever reference that movie again. Roger Teska, still taking a timeout, keeping himself refreshed.
Still taking a sip.
68 players remain. Sam Greenwood's going heads up to the flop against Mattis Mur.
Mattis Mur really dressing down today.
The Estonian qualifier went deep in EPT Barcelona this season, near bubbling the final table.
Look at him keeping that top button undone. Get you some, buddy.
Ace Queen 7 on the flop. Mur bets 33,000. Greenwood calls. The turn card is the 8 of hearts.
Geez, look at those stacks. These two are huge.
Greenwood checks a second time. Bets a second time, 74,000. Greenwood calls again. We have got a pot building here. 316,000 in the middle already.
A real monster brewing.
6 of diamonds on the river.
Check.
Greenwood checks.
Mattis has been betting a bunch on this board, and there's not a ton of semi-bluffs he can have, so if he bombs this river, I'm going to get ahead and say most of the time he's got it. Yeah, this is a bomb.
Roughly 2/3 pot, 202,000. Greenwood, thinking about it.
No, maybe Sam's got it. I wonder what it is.
Greenwood check raises all in. And Merc calls! Top 2 for Greenwood, a straight for Mattis Mur.
I got it, I don't got it.
The biggest pot of the tournament so far sees Sam Greenwood eliminated.
Man, Mattis Mur just got there in a big way, although I don't know what worse hands he calls the river shove with.
He is the new tournament chip leader.
More like Mattis Mur chips than everyone else.
Silver's number 2, and Roger Teska, who is finally taking his seat at the feature table, sits in 3rd on the leaderboard.
When he's at the table, you get action. There he is. Roger, you're welcome to the table, my friend.
Good morning.
Thank you for your generosity.
He means for the drinks he bought him yesterday. A Bloody Mary here costs more than a pint of actual blood.
Looking forward to some Teska time? Tag your tweets. PCA 2014. The cloister.
What exactly is a cloister? If it's anything other than a cluster of oysters, it's stupid.
It's kind of like a synonym for a monastery.
James, we're on a tropical island. Where are we gonna find cinnamon?
You're doing this on purpose, aren't you?
You betcha.
Things don't always go according to plan at the PokerStars.com PCA, and earlier today, EPT champ Mike McDonald ran into a spot of bother in the facilities and tweeted for help.
I realized there's no handle on the door. I tried doing everything I could to just get out of the like 10,000 people in the resort. It happens to be my roommate from Waterloo, who's the next person who entered the washroom. Didn't see the tweet or anything, just happened to coincidentally be in the washroom as well. Maybe I would have never even been able to play day 4 of this tournament.
You know, if you've ever seen this show before, you know it's not very uncommon for Mike to spend a while in the tank with a couple of deuces.
Literal toilet humor from Joe Stapleton. Mike sharing a table with the bad boy of the Bahamas, Roger Teska.
I had to give him my crown and everything.
Good luck, my friend.
Action's been forwarded to Mike. Pocket queens.
It's anchor man, not anchor lady, and that is a scientific fact.
He's raised to 18,000. Folded around to the cutoff. Fabian Ortiz. He passes. Isaac Barron has just joined the feature table. A former EPT Grand Final finalist.
A former boss with a suited ace on the button. Why the heck not?
He calls. Teska folds. Aniel Guillen from Team Pro has also just joined us on the main stage. He folds the big blind. So heads up to the flop. McDonald with the best hand, but out of position. It's still the best hand.
Not much out there for ace-9.
Mike set to continue. 30,000.
Think this is a pretty easy fold. Mike raised fairly early, and Isaac's missed his flop almost entirely. Even a better ace I could see making appeal here, but he's losing to ace-10 even.
Isaac calls.
Seems like a very loose peel, but maybe he's got some move in mind for later on.
Well, he pairs his 9 on the turn. McDonald's still a huge favorite, though, with his overpair to the board.
And it looks like Mike's got something in mind for right now.
He bets again. 70,000.
Obviously, with a pair, Isaac's got to stick around now.
He calls the 70K, and we go to the river with more than $250,000 in the middle. 3 of hearts.
Not the best spot for a value bet since all the obvious draws got there.
Mike checks. And Isaac checks behind. Mike McDonald adds 137k to his stack and is now playing close to 600,000.
I don't know how to put this, but Mike McDonald is kind of a big deal. He has many leather-bound books. His apartment smells of rich mahogany.
My buddy sent to me a message on Facebook to stay away from you.
All right, I like him. Should stay away from me.
Stay away from Mike McDonald and stay classy, San Diego.
Mike's one of 2 former EPT champs remaining in the PCA main event. The other is Liv Boeree, and she's one of 4 women remaining in the tournament. The other 3 being Vanessa Selbst, playing an above-average stack right now. Jennifer Shahadi has got about half the tournament average.
That is some Shahadi I've read.
And Lonnie Harwood.
I'm pretty sure Lonnie Harwood was in the New Kids on the Block. Am I wrong?
We're staying out in the field, where chip leader Mattis Murr is facing a shove from Felix Sides.
All right, everyone. No reason to pick sides.
Call.
Murr calls.
Call and call 3.
Sides has ace-king. Murr has pocket 6s.
Classic race, like rice versus noodles.
6 is holding on that flop. Sides now drawing to 6 outs. He needs an ace or a king. It's a 7.
More like Felix is on the sidelines now, am I right?
He cashes for $27,100 and he won his seat into this tournament in a free roll.
Uh-oh, top button's back up. It's on now. It is on.
Good luck, guys.
Best of luck.
Murr has now moved over the 2 million mark, while Roger Teska has moved up the leaderboard to 2nd. Other notable names in the top 10 include Mike McDonald, Vanessa Selbst, and our online qualifier, Tom Hall. Back to the main feature table, where there's been an under-the-gun raise from Aniel Guillen, called by Marcel Luske.
This call is looser than the guidelines for becoming a Bahamian cab driver.
The blinds have folded. These 2 are going heads up to the flop.
Way too easy to brick the flop with a hand like ace-deuce. Somehow he's ahead, though.
Ace-deuce does brick the flop. Aniel Guillen has a gut shot.
Certainly good enough to continue with.
He bets 26,000.
Marcel is about to make another loose call with ace high, and he's right.
He calls the 26k.
Marcel Luske. Handsome for a man.
The turn card is the 5 of hearts. Changes nothing.
Yeah, so ace high still good. Aniel could very easily keep barreling, but he doesn't.
He slows down. He checks.
Maybe Aniel's given up. Marcel could get the cheap showdown he should be looking for. No, he's going to bet.
Question is how much?
This many.
52,000.
And Guillen faults.
The Flying Dutchman plays this one a little weird, but hey, it's no weirder than his tweets or his album. Yeah, he's got an album. It's good, though. I like it.
Nice one.
Marcel, still significantly below average, playing 288,000. Over to the secondary feature table now, where Tom Hall is facing a 3-bet from Max Silver. Silver's got 10s. Hall, king, queen.
58.
Looks like Max is straight value betting 2 10s before the flop. Calling would have been fine, too.
Hall calls, and here is the battle of the Brits we anticipated at the start of the day.
Tom's got a hand that plays fine post-flop, even out of position.
And he flops top pair. He checks to the pre-flop aggressor.
And I don't think Max must continue here. I think king-high flops are pretty polarizing for Max's value range.
He does continue, 48,000.
Unfortunately, like the term selfie, Tom Hall is going nowhere.
He calls.
Very possible to see Max slow down now that he's been called.
The turn card, the 6 of clubs. All checks.
Kind of what I meant about those polarizing king-high boards.
Silver does slow down. He checks behind. The river is the queen of spades. The hole improves to top 2.
Another bad card for tens. Probably an auto value bet for Tom, just praying Max has got a king.
125,000.
And like a phone number you find written on a bathroom wall, you just can't call.
125?
Yep.
Tempting as it is, you can't call.
Max folds.
Okay.
It's breaking.
If it's just I'm a Harwood chapter.
Well, looks like the tournament staff are breaking our secondary feature table. So let's go back to the main stage where the action is on Marcel Luske. Pocket tens.
The Flying Dutchman with 2 tens. Anyone who's seen this bad boy at the club knows what I'm talking about.
He raises under the gun, makes it 19,000.
Except it's usually more like 4 or 5 tens. Maybe a 6 thrown in there.
Folded around to the blinds. Fabio Freitas in the small has ace-king.
How much is that?
19.
Probably looking to 3-bet, get it in against a short stack. Marcel did raise under the gun, but there's not too much Freitas can be afraid of here.
Freitas does re-raise. It's a 3-bet to 64,000. Mike McDonald in the big blind folds. Back on Marcel.
64.
This raises huge, so even though he's in position, Marcel does not have the stack to call. For most players, this is just get it in and pray.
Marcel
I don't feel like it.
folds face up.
Oh my God.
Wow.
I don't feel like it.
Good.
I don't know. You show me a bluff, you humiliate me.
No, I'll never humiliate you. You're a good guy. I'm not here to humiliate no one. I'm here just to win chips.
I just feel like this vibe.
You will
somehow.
see someday.
Somehow I felt a vibe.
It's a good fold.
I don't know. Maybe I'll see you later. It's a good fold.
Yeah, it's a good fold.
Thank you.
Is there anyone more likable than Marcel Luske? I'll answer for you. No.
I know that many out there want to go home and say, I bluffed Marcel Luske. I think I do have an edge on the field. But if I don't know them and their gameplay, which it takes me a little bit of playing hands with them to analyze, sometimes you lay down a hand because you have no idea where you stand. Most of the field are no heroes. People play most of the time for what they have, they're not stupid. I think I have a great read on people. Sometimes people play you different. I was playing yesterday with the guy, Roger, who actually don't care about the game. He goes with the flow and the card's telling him, you're welcome. He calls with 6-3, a big raise when he opened, and then he flopped 2 for 5 and he gets all the money. And then he goes with 8-3 suited and he ends up with a flush. The hands come his way, and sometimes for pros this is a different game because you don't want to look like an idiot. You want to play your game, but he's really unpredictable.
Time to get inside Marcel Luske's head. We are going to sweat with Marcel.
I'm not really sure Marcel sweats anything. Y'all remember that legend where some guys tried to mug him and he ended up taking him out for coffee? Pretty sure that's true.
Action's been folded around to Roger Teska in the hijack. He raises to 18,000. Daniel Guillen is out. Freitas passes. Mike McDonald folds. Marcel has king 9.
Yeah, check it, Mike.
He calls the raise and checks in the dark. Do people still do that?
Well, I mean, he's wearing sunglasses. Everything's in the dark.
7 tray deuce.
If Roger bets this, I actually wouldn't mind a call here for us. Maybe we bluff later. Maybe we try to check it down on an okay run out.
There's the C-bet from Teska, 15,000. And there's the call from Marcel.
So if we hit a 9, we want to check it down. If it's some kind of brick, I'm cool to maybe bet it.
Reasonably bricky. 4 of spades. Marcel checks.
This board is going to be all over our range more than Roger's.
Well, Teska is checked behind. It's an ace on the river.
Might be a little tough for us to rep something now. If we're gonna bluff, it's gotta be big.
Into a pot of 78,000, Marcel bets 20,000.
I'd like to see us bet a little bit more there, maybe 21,000? I kid, but seriously, Roger's probably never folding better, and he's super never calling with worse.
Teska calls. Marcel shows the king-9. And Teska tables ace-king.
Yeah, he wasn't folding an ace. Not much was beating him, and whatever was probably not only betting 20,000.
Marcel down to 212,000.
And if there's one thing we've learned about Roger Teska, it's that he is not a cheap date.
Yeah, gonna get a spicy Bloody Mary, a shot of vodka, a sugar-free Red Bull, and an apple.
Well, that's 4 of the 5 food groups.
Henceforth, that combination of drinks and food will be known as the Teska. Roger is mainly a cash game player, but he did have that great result in Season 9 of the World Poker Tour when he finished 4th in the 25K Championship event.
That was gross.
So monks actually lived here?
No. This was built in France, and then William Randolph Hearst brought it to the Bahamas.
Man, Hearst was such a baller. Who knew you could make that kind of money driving around dead people?
Welcome back to the Bahamas. 55 players still alive in the PokerStars.com PCA main event. Blinds up to 5,000, 10,000 with a 1,000 ante.
Now's when the real poker starts.
Action folded to Fabio Freitas. He has ace-4 suited in the hijack. And he raises to 22K. Marcel Luske on the button. Has Queen-Jack offsuit.
Marcel the Shell with shoes on is super short here. Not sure how much I like calling.
He does call. Fabian Ortiz, King-3 of diamonds, calls out of the big blind. 3-way to the flop. And it's all diamonds. Ortiz flops the nuts. Freitas has flopped top pair. Marcel has second pair and the second nut flush draw.
This is the worst thing to happen to a Marcel since that invisible box.
All right.
Freitas has continued. Marcel is raising.
I raised 40 more.
67,000 total.
Weird he didn't move all in, but whatever. This guy has a style all his own. Even though we know he's more doomed than a Game of Thrones character.
67.
A few more seconds to make it look good.
I'm all in.
Ortiz shoves. Freitas folds. Marcel sticks the rest in. And he's going to need runner.
Oh, you got the nuts?
Nut flush.
Serious runners, like straight flush or quads or full house.
Good luck, guys.
Marcel knows he's likely to be drawing dead after the turn. Sure enough.
Should be a diamond. Good luck, guys.
Good game, Marcel.
Good luck.
We lose Marcel Luske. Gentlemen, raise your glasses.
Don't get up, Roger. Ladies go crazy for a sharp-dressed man, but I guess the poker gods don't give a flying.
Marcel is indeed known as one of the best-dressed players, but we asked some pros who they think is the worst-dressed player.
Worst dress sense.
The worst-dressed poker player.
I think it's a pretty clear answer, but I'm not gonna go there.
I have a few in my mind, but I can't say. I'm not gonna dish the dirt. It's mean.
I don't want to say anything negative about people.
The worst dress sense, Jason Mercier. The jerseys, the baggy clothes.
I know like a lot of the old standard for a lot of poker players was just like basketball shorts and a hoodie, and I think anybody that does that look is generally not the best dressed.
I'm gonna have to say Elkie. He's got some pretty funky tops with all the diamonds and stars all over them, and he's the funkiest dresser for sure.
I'm not that much of a scarf kind of guy, so anyone who wears a scarf is kind of weird, I feel like.
Me, I have the worst dress sense. Actually, that's quite possible. A lot of people do say I have terrible dress sense, so there you go, me.
Come on, Liv. A lot of people respect the gothic lumberjack look.
We have a new lineup at our secondary feature table. And in this hand, it's Lonnie Harwood versus Jason Mercier's friend Carl Sorrell in a 3-bet pot.
Now, this is the kind of hand I'm talking about when I usually say I prefer a 3-bet to a just call. I like it so far. Well done, Lonnie.
And she flops best, top pair. Sorrell playing in flow, he checks.
I think a check back here would be nearly as cool as wearing a backwards hat. Nailed it.
The turn card is a jack. Sorrell catches a piece, second pair.
Lonnie's got a disguised hand. That's a great bluff catcher, and she can even value bet it now on a safe board.
Delayed C-bet, 52,000.
Obviously, this is the perfect turn card to start value betting.
Sorrell calls.
Sorrell in a sore spot.
The river card is a 5. Sorrell checks a third time.
I think if Lonnie makes the right value bet here, she's pretty much played it perfectly.
236,000 in the pot. She bets 160,000.
And that's the right value bet, methinks. This is pretty much Kyle's only chance to get away from this, and it's just so hard to picture her with a queen here. Especially with that flop check.
I call.
He calls. And loses a big one.
Queen.
Change her name to Eddie Money because she just shipped Kyle Sorrell 2 tickets to Value Dice.
She's now playing a stack of more than 1.1 million.
Took him all day to work up the courage to say that, and he just got friend-zoned.
Lonnie Harwood now 6th on the leaderboard, and she's one of 6 players with a 7-figure stack. Madis Mert still leads. Vanessa Selbst rounds off the top 10, playing 63 big blinds. And she's in action here, 3-betting Pascal Lefrancois.
Oh, Vanessa Selbst is 3-betting. Story checks out.
Pascal calls. These two are going to the flop, which is 9-7 deuce with 2 hearts.
This is going to miss the under-the-gun raise call range a lot, unless he's already got an overpair.
Pascal checks.
Vanessa checks less often than a bad waiter.
Vanessa continues for 43,000. Check raise all in. And Vanessa calls. Vanessa ahead with jacks. Pascal Lefrancois has a big draw, 2 overs and a flush draw.
This is a rare post-flop flip, and it's a big one.
Vanessa now a 68% favorite to eliminate Pascal Lefrancois. The river card is a heart. He gets there. It's the second time today we've seen Vanessa get rivered. She's down to 312,000.
Yeah, I wouldn't make eye contact either.
Staying out in the field. Liv Barry in the big blind, facing a raise from Marcioli.
Ioli sounds like the perfect name to get yelled at by an angry police captain. Now you listen to me, Ioli! Get it together!
Liv, 3 bets. She raises to 80,000.
Big 3-bet. I guess that's one advantage of being a female player. No fear of commitment.
Come on.
Ioli shoves on her.
She's got to be calling.
She does call. She tables 7s. Ioli, ace-5.
I guess he didn't get the hint.
The flop gives Ioli a wheel draw. He now has 4s working for him as well as aces.
Ioli's got more outs on that flop than Liv would like.
6 on the turn. That's a safe card for her.
She almost can't look. Positive thinking, Olivia.
She's home and dry. And she doubles up again through Ioli.
See, that's positive.
Why do you always have pairs in the big blind?
Why do you never believe me?
I know. I don't. I don't know why I don't, but I don't.
Ioli, give me your gun and your badge.
Liv Barry looking to win her 2nd EPT title here in the Bahamas.
When I'm like truly focused, I just feel absolutely unstoppable. Best moments for me in 2013 were things away from poker. I did acting classes, I loved it, and learning a huge amount about myself and about life. The good thing is that it's actually revived my passion for poker. Like, I came back here just raring to play, and I had like the best, 4 days of poker I've had in a long time. This is one of my favorite trips of the year. Obviously, I'm looking forward to the weather. It's always in the middle of January, so London sucks at that time of year. And just the fun, the parties, the shenanigans, midnight skinny dipping, and so on. I flew in with all the Germans, who of course have been crushing everything, and we discovered a yoga ashram here on the island. They have 4 hours of yoga a day, meditation, chanting, and then all jumping in the sea and then coming and playing the tournament. When I'm really there, like in the moment, I just want it more than anyone else. I am fully focused on that final table, and there's absolutely no reason that I'm not going to make it there.
Did she say skinny dipping?
Well, let's check in on a couple of other Brits. Our qualifier, Tom Hall, faring very well on day 4. As is Max Silver. He's still among the tournament chip leaders.
No, love that new qualifier graphic. What did that cost? Looks like I'm wearing the same 2 suits again next season, huh?
Back to the main feature table, where it's time to sweat with Timex. Gonna play this hand from Mike McDonald's point of view.
I'm Mike McDonald?
Ace-queen suited, under the gun +1. Mike raises, makes it 22,000. Jude Ainsworth in the hijack.
Now, we're kind of shorthanded at this table, but I'm always a little wary when we raise fairly early and we get called or 3-bet from the very next position.
The 3-bet is to 58,000. Everyone else is folded.
However, I have heard Jude's a bit of a nutter. Luckily, we've got a great hand to call a 3-bet with. 60% of the time, it works every time.
Mike does call. He's out of position, without the betting lead, but top pair, top kicker after the flop.
Guys, I'm sorry, I've seen Anchorman 2, but I really don't remember that many of the quotes.
Mike checks.
I think the plan now should be to call at least 2 streets and probably the river, but why decide now?
Jude Ainsworth continues for 55,000.
Mm-hmm.
Mike calls.
Will he serenade us with some jazz flute? No.
5 of spades pairs the board. Mike checks a second time.
I think we should defo check call again. Call here, yes, but I think we should then take Jude Ainsworth's mother out to a nice seafood dinner and never call her again.
Ainsworth fires again for 80,000. I'm just going to pretend all this isn't happening.
Why? We have top pair, top kicker. This is a great spot for us.
The river card, the 10 of spades. Mike checks for a third time.
And I think we can probably call again here unless Jude bombs it.
Jude checks behind.
Yeah, we win this every time.
Jude had pocket 4s.
I love the way we play that hand, and I also love lamp. Brick killed a guy. Jude Ainsworth milking it with 4s was a bad choice.
Mike McDonald now up over $1 million. Find out how you can join us at the next PCA by visiting PokerStars.com.
Not really a whole lot of privacy here.
Yeah, it kind of makes the vow of celibacy impossible to break.
Or impossible not to.
What happened in your childhood?
Over the past 6 years, Mike McDonald has developed a stellar reputation on and off the felt, but he has no bigger fans than his proud parents, who've made the trek down from Canada to watch him play at the PokerStars.com PCA.
Well, we watch him online a lot, but this is the first time we've seen him live since he was 18, and it was before he won.
It's nice having my parents here. My dad has been supportive of me being a poker pro ever since the start. My mom's a little more cautious, and she actually became one of my fans the day that I won my first EPT.
We love games in our family. We do find it very hard to beat Mike now because no matter what game he picks up, he studies it and he gets really good at it.
Your parents over there?
Pardon?
Is your parents over there?
Yeah, over there.
Mom and dad?
Yep.
Oh, good.
Roger, are your parents watching?
I'm betting on you.
Mike's folks remind me of the parents from Real Genius. No idea what's going on, but really happy to be here.
Action's been folded to Mike McDonald and he raises the button. Makes it 20,000. Daniel Wyman has just joined the feature table. He has ace-deuce suited in the small blind.
Probably thinks he's ahead of Mike's button range, and he's probably right. Just not ahead right now.
He re-raises to 50,000.
I'm just gonna die laughing at the stare.
I guess if he dies, Mike wins the pot. Maybe that's why he does it. He's still breathing, I think. Whatever you say about this stare, it got Wyman talking, so maybe Mike's picked up something from that.
Mike responds. With a 4-bet, he has re-raised to 105,000.
Mike seems pretty convinced he can 4-bet for value here. We know Wyman should probably let this go. Let's see how often he thinks Mike is light here.
Oh, I do love these button versus small blind pre-flop raising wars. Wyman 5-bets to 175,000.
Obviously, Mike thinks his hand is pretty strong, and I'm curious to see if he thinks he can 4-bet call for value, or if he thinks he's going to end up having to fold too much post-flop if he just calls. I don't think he's folding, though.
On.
Mike shoves! And Wyman folds.
Smell you later. San Diego.
Another decent pot for Timex. To the outer tables, where Jen Shahadi is all in, shoving over the top of Vanessa's button raise.
Not a huge shove.
I do like having a big stack, so there's that. Alright, I call.
Call, all in call.
Jen has king 10. Selpst has pocket 7s.
It's a race.
Shahadi flops an up and down straight draw.
One of the best missed flops you can hope for.
Oh my god.
She now has a flush draw as well.
Too many outs.
21 of them.
Maximum sweat. Don't look. But neither of us look, and we'll try to gauge based on the reaction, okay?
Okay.
Tell us when to still.
Flirting!
I'm looking at him.
It's a club!
And the fun and games are over. Yep.
Nice hand.
Jen Shahadi doubles up through Vanessa Selpst.
Third time today we've seen an absolutely brutal river for Vanessa.
That was fun.
Selpst left with 10 big blinds.
Pretty sure if you're shoving king 10, you're shoving smaller pairs too.
Pretty sure if they don't give me back my stapler, I'm going to set the building on fire.
Back to the feature table. Baron and Teska in the blinds. Fabio Freitas first to act. He folds. Mike McDonald has ace-deuce suited.
Come on now.
It's a raise. 22,000 to go. Isaac Barron in the small blind. Passes. Roger Teska in the big blind.
How much?
22 total.
You got it.
He calls with 8-9 off.
You got it.
Ace 9-6, top pair for Timex, second pair for Teska.
Mike's liable to do anything here.
Roger has checked the action to him, and Mike checks behind. 5 of diamonds on the turn, 2 flush draws out there now.
I think Roger should probably check the turn too, because as you can see, Mike can have easily checked back better on the flop.
Teska leads for 25k.
Obviously, Mike can't fold, but he also can't raise. Uh-oh.
This could be the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
I think Roger's watching the screen behind Mike McDonald.
Mike calls. The river card. The king of diamonds.
Pretty scary river for both hands.
Teska checks.
I think Mike knows it's probably hard to get called by worse at this point, and a lot could have gone wrong here.
He checks behind. Aces are good. Mike wins the pot. He adds 58,000 to his stack. And the crowd goes wild.
Boy, Mike's parents are real into this, huh? My parents would be in the hotel room arguing over who touched the thermostat.
We've got outer table action now. Liv Boeree has 3-bet Antoine Saout, who finished third in the 2009 World Series main event.
Last time she 3-bet, she meant business. Would an Antoine 4-bet mean even more businesser?
So does re-raise. He makes it 158,000.
And are we about to see the most businesser bet of all?
Liv's all in. And Antoine calls. It's queens against ace-king. A huge race for Liv's tournament life. And if she wins this flip, she will be a top 5 stack.
Not only is it a flip, it is a sick one. 2 monster hands before the flop.
And there's an ace.
You're almost never coming back from that.
Just 2 outs for Liv Boeree.
A lady for the lady?
She needs to hit on the river. Her 2-time hopes on the line. She misses.
Ah. Super disappointing and a good run for the kid. Thanks a lot, Antoine Saout.
We lose Liv Boeree. We're now midway through day 4, and the players are about to take a short break.
Mike McDonald off to apply some more Sex Panther. Roger Teska taking the first of what will hopefully be 12 steps. And the online qualifier still burning brightly, and that's just his hair.
Mattis Moore is still the overwhelming chip leader, and his table is about to become the main feature table.
He's gonna need some more racks.
He is playing nearly 2.5 million. Teska still second in chips, while Antoine Saout has catapulted into third. Mike McDonald is 7th on the leaderboard and is our last remaining potential 2-time champ now that we've bid adieu to Liv Boeree.
Pretty sad, yeah, but I don't know. This is a great start to the year. I played my ass off, pardon the expression, but I'm so pleased with how it went. I feel great. I can't complain. You know, I cashed for 32K. Like, life is good.
Next time, poker part-timers get a little distracted.
Maybe I wasn't bluffing.
While Mike McDonald maintains his focus in the face of Roger Teska.
Roger's been drunk this whole tournament. I'm just playing against him the way that I would against anyone else.
I apologize. That was acting out of turn, as I'm clearly still aware